if you feel called to teach, then you must first surrender the idea that you know. You have to be open to being a student if you want to teach. This message is for people who feel called to teach, people who feel called to lead. I was driving by my old soccer field. I was feeling into the energy of like teamwork and that competitive nature, that adrenaline, that nostalgic feeling, and even the smells and the air and the wind and the rolling hills. Like, it just really brought me back to a place. And I was then, of course, feeling into my own kind of heart around like how I feel called to teach and step in and lead in these new ways that I can't even possibly articulate yet, because I don't really even know what it is that I feel called to lead or teach. But I feel like I have so much inside me that I want to share. And I know that the people who connect with this message feel the same. You're reawakening to this. You know, you've always known that there was something very profound that you're here to do and here to say and here to embody and live out and experience in this lifetime. But you've never really known how your 222 on my clock. 222. But you've never really known how you yourself have fit into the human experience, the human design, let's say, because you have felt like you operate a little bit differently. You have felt like you're seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe you're feeling things a little bit deeper. Maybe you're remembering things a little bit that are kind of reawakening you to something inside. Or maybe you're having experiences in your life that are informing that right now, or have informed it in the past. With the energy of teaching and leading, if you feel called to teach, then you must first surrender the idea that you know. You have to be open to being a student if you want to teach. So if you're coming to someone asking how to be validated in your pull to want to learn, teach, and lead, then coming to someone for guidance is more of a following action. So the encouragement is to take the information from the internet and figure out a way to integrate and apply it into your daily life. And that way you can live into your daily life. And you can use your phone and the content as a tool in order to facilitate a more beautiful, colorful lifestyle and life. Being a leader requires us to kind of take responsibility for our choices. Being a teacher requires us to be open to teaching, being open to failing, being open to step forward and being seen, right? You want to share a message. Maybe you want to share a story, a piece of art. You want to start a business. You want to start a family. Maybe it's all of it. Taking steps forward into the unknown requires an ability to have faith that the answers will arrive. And if you're connecting with this message, you're definitely the type of person who is familiar with this process. So write the book, like make the call, send the email, paint the canvas, apply for the job, make the move, sell the house, get the divorce. I mean, this is just content, not life advice, just encouragement, always for the highest good. But people here have done major shadow work. Like, you are beginning to have more confidence in your own individual magic, the thing that set you apart from the pack the whole time, the thing that you couldn't quite articulate or understand, like why you were this way, but you just were. And now you're starting to understand because you're seeing it be reignited inside of you based on your life experiences and the circumstances that you're relating to and the new ways that you're relating to it. Because that element of trust, to be open to being a student, to be open to stepping in and failing, the element of trust in the universe or yourself or however you want to say it, that requires a great deal of bravery. That requires a great deal of strength. That requires a great deal of resilience. But understanding that like self-centeredness is also the root of our problems. So how can we be of service? That is like such a high calling. It's like this healing work can become so self-centered. So we do have to detach from the phones. We do have to apply this and integrate it to our lives. And I don't want these videos to be like junk food. I don't want them to be something that people come to. I mean, no one's watching them yet, really, but people come to feel better about themselves or justified really in like not making a change, because it can feel good to engage with things that make you feel better because you feel seen. But really underneath all of this is like that the highest good is really truly asking you to move into this space for yourself and apply this new energy of leadership, right? Of stepping into that space of being seen. And what does that look like for you? And how does that look? And Also understanding that each time you do that, it's going to evolve, it's going to change, it's going to get different because you are, again, a student. You're going to understand like that leading by example, or just sharing your heart, sharing who you are, your voice, your opinion, your beliefs, your perspective, how you see the world, is a way to teach, is a way to lead, is a way to create, collaborate. It's a service as well. So keeping that intention as well, like it's always about service, that this healing work, of course, it can become self-centered and we can become so attached to our technology and our routine and stuff. But like boxing yourself in as well can be this prison, and we can push things off and we can deflect our own healing and bypass our spiritual curriculum because our minds are a tricky thing. You've heard the idea that like a lot of people love going to therapy over and over and over for years because they've created a world with their therapist that they can live inside of and bounce between and never have to fully change and heal, and never have to really confront these inner demons because this specific therapist and them have kind of become distantly codependent, for lack of a better word. But that's the theory. We get stuck in our own routine and we decide that we're healed, but actually we're going around and around in the same exact patterns. So I want to be a part of the change and the transformation and the healing and the growth. And I want anything that I put out to be riding in on that energy and frequency, because I believe that you deserve it. I believe that you're worth it. I've seen the way that this work transforms people inside and out, their lives, their love lives, their careers, their relationships. It gives you context for your emotional inner life, and it allows you to become more expressed and more unapologetic in that awakening, which is really just opening up and rediscovering and remembering, always with the remembering, always with the gentle on the channel, remembering who and how you are in your own genetic makeup and who you came here to be and what experiences you came here to live out. I'm not saying I know anything, right? But I'm just aware of this pattern in me, which is why I can speak to it and share it. And so if you're resonating with this message, you know that there's a tendency to lean into the delusion, but just don't lean into being deluded. You know, Elizabeth Gilbert says 1 foot with the fairies, 1 foot in reality, 1 foot with the fairies. And it's so true. And it's so true. It's all about balance, right? But I'm operating under the assumption that I am just a work in progress. You're a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. This content's just meant to encourage you along in your path of becoming. Trust me, if I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't have to be consistently coming back to these disciplines inside of my own mind and my own heart and trying to heal my life and transform from the inside out. I'm on this journey with you. I'm on this path with you. You're not alone. Fucking doing it. You're admirable. You're amazing. I'm seriously I'm so proud of you. You should be so proud of yourself. Like, if you don't hear it enough, seriously, be proud of yourself. Be so proud of yourself. If you really stop and take a second and have some gratitude for yourself and how far you've truly come, you would see that you have so much inside of you that you are ready to share, ready to teach, ready to lead. And that will only continue to lead you into a brand new path of expansion, and you will inspire those along the way. That's how this works. You've seen it a million times, again and again, in the ways that you've done it in your own life. You've done it in your own life so many different times. This collective is experienced in this type of work, and now we arrive at this new precipice where we're asking to go even deeper and deeper, and unlock something even greater about our love, and understand that our perspective on things this entire time in the world, this oddball, oddity, outsider energy, freak, geek, weirdo, art loser, gay, punk, freak, nerd, band freak, choir boy, choir kid, I don't know, whatever you were, whatever you are, whatever you consider yourself. Even if you're a football player and you felt like you were riding the bench, that's such a shameful place to be. Trust me, I know. I played NCAA soccer and I sat the bench too. It sucked. So each of you in this collective have your own way of how you feel left out. You feel like an outsider, and this is going to become your gift. This is going to become the voice that you cultivate, the point of view that is so you, that is so realized, that is so relatable, because you can speak to aspects of your experience that other people will relate to because you know that it resonates so deeply in you. This is your bravery. This is your soul coming through. This is your creative genius. This is something that you have been designed for, and now you're stepping into it, and you have so much to share that you haven't shared yet. And coming into this resonance and awareness will allow you to just step into the space and understand that one word informs the next, one step informs the next, one conversation leads to the next, one inspired action leads to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next greatest innovation. And there you have it. If this message resonates with you, this is not only something that you can relate to, but this is going to be a curriculum that I feel guided to let you know is something that you absolutely are responsible for in living out this lifetime. But when I say responsible, I don't mean in a heavy way. I mean in like an anointed, like royal way. Like you are taking the throne in your authenticity, and you are sharing from a place of grounded truth and intention. And this is your gift. I love you so much. I hope you get something out of this message. Go forth. Have a wonderful day.